Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mercury is about to go retrograde, and we're going to start this video talking about Hunga Tonga. It is a volcano that is over by Fiji, down across from New Zealand and Australia. It has had a major, massive eruption that came from under the water and ejected its pyroclasticness into the sky in what I would easily classify as a major volcano eruption that is both epic, beautiful, scary, and dangerous. I guess that's more things than both would need. Oh, if I'm not talking correctly, or I'm hard to understand, I guess we could blame it on Mercury retrograde. Remember, on the other side of Australia, it just set the record for the hottest day ever in the southern hemisphere, and I think anywhere on Earth. But definitely buckle up, because it is going to be a rough and weird ride, as now Mercury and Venus will be both retrograde by the end of the day. A U.S. Senate bill would block defense contractors from using China rare earths in a weapon for Pentagon. And, if China has rare earths, that would be wild and huge if true. Does that mean they get a bunch of common earths as well? How many earths does China have access to? I think U.S. Strategic Command is putting out an all-around severe weather alert, letting you know. It definitely feels like volcano weather. We got a big storm that'll be moving up the coast, and to the weekend could bring heavy snow, heavy rain, and heavy ice to some areas. But right now, I'm kind of obsessed with the possible ice and snowstorm that the GFS is saying Texas could get 1 week from today. But who knows what is going to happen today, let alone a week from now. Holy jeez, wow. The sun has really woken up again, as solar cycle 25 seems to be pretty dang strong. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, where communications get all messed up, Russia's Lavrov says all communication channels with the European Union are now closed. And what is more Mercury retrograde than that? But this is no laughing matter, and shit is dangerous and tense all over. Camilla Schick, yesterday, Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S., told Margaret Brennan and I, if Russia decides on a full invasion, then we know we should expect increased cyber attacks. Before that, this AM, we wake up to news of a massive cyber attack on Ukrainian government servers. And in the cyber attack, Ukrainians, ! We're told, all your information has become public. Be afraid and expect worse. It sounds really bad. But then, 42 minutes ago, it was announced that Russia has detained members in the physical form of the evil ransomware group at the United States of America's request. So, things are definitely interesting. We are watching and monitoring the energy pieces that are coming into the south through the north. Here, Jim Cantori says, are both pieces of energy that will come together to create an anomalously strong shortwave that will crank on through the Mid-South, Appalachia, and the eastern USA late Saturday through Monday. This is could be a really big, really nasty storm. And it's going to bombo Genesis out. It's going to pretty much have every single precipitation type in its holster and cause problems. And like I keep saying, hey bro, ma'am, it's volcano weather. This is Popocatépetl, the volcano in Mexico, and it is erupting in extra interesting fashion also. And the other day, we had the volcano in the Galapagos Islands erupt for the first time in 7 years. So things are definitely wild and crazy, and we have absolutely, without a doubt, seen a whole lot of new volcanic activity all over planet Earth in the year 2021 and 2022 so far, compared to most of the year's relative that we've seen in the modern age. In my opinion, I don't want to get in trouble, and I definitely don't want to get YouTube suspended again. I'm letting this one run because when I watched it earlier, I was like, wow, I can see so many shapes. Like, there it almost looks like a pirate Santa Claus. Now he's a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. Oh no, now he's an orc. Anyway, I don't want to tell you exactly what I'm seeing. Give you a chance to see whatever you want to see in the scary or not scary volcano eruption. So not only have we had or have 9 to 11 sunspots on the sun right now, we've had 2 major M-class solar flares over the last few days, and things are increasing in activity and energy all over. Although Mercury and Venus retrograde will have kind of a backwards ill communication effect to it. So I would highly recommend staying cool, trying not to get mad, try not to blame anybody, try not to engage, because everybody's kind of on their last nerve after the last 2 years that we've all been through together. And I want to thank you, Asteroid Fight Club, for being cool and staying cool the whole time. And then on like the 18th of the month, we're going to have a full moon into Uranus direct into the north node of the moon, switching from Gemini to Taurus, and the south node of the moon, switching from Sagittarius to Scorpio. And it switches zodiacal every 1.5 years, a year and a half. Sorry. Am I doing too much math? Probably. In a whole 18-year lunar cycle type thingy. What was he talking about? Oh, yeah. Cute ass owl on top of bald eagle in Washington. I love owls. I know some people are like, owls scare me. Owls and chemtrails. Every time I see them, I freak out and I get scared. Should you panic? Well, I say no. Sabar, the U.S. Cyber Command, has officially confirmed that the Muddy Water hacking group has close ties to the Iranian intelligence apparatus. Do you think they have like group meetings whenever they choose their like hacker name, like we are Re-Evil or we are Muddy Water? Or do you think like the head superpower hackers like I call whatever we're called, just like when you're naming a pet, if you had to have a group name the pet. I don't know, how do fire stations name the Dalmatian when they put sorry, I'm not making fun of anybody, just want to say that I'm just talking about possible ice in the southeast while I'm trying to maintain a sense of humor as things are tense and weird and wild. But I respect everybody on the planet and your right to live as a free human being. Dr. Judith Hubbard is letting us know there was a 6.6 earthquake which occurred just below the west tip of Java, Indonesia. Here, the Indonesia-Australian plate is sinking below the Sunda plate. To the north, the subduction zone produced a devastating 2004 9.1 ocean earthquake and tsunami. I think this is by Jakarta, if I got my information correct, and Jakarta is a major city. So, yeah, we definitely live in strange times, a peculiar age for sure. I'd like to take the time out to say happy birthday to Dave Grohl, who is supposedly the nice guy in rock and one of my favorite musicians of all time, and songwriters and performers. And I'd like to take this 30 seconds out to do a THORnews commercial. Hey guys, I'm your Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7 the T. And I do my best to be your Planetary Defense Commander and give you guys excellent information in an informative and sometimes hilarious way. If you'd like to help support me, you can make a contribution or donation at my PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, Patron. Or you can just send me letters or gifts in the mail. Super duper thank you to all of Astro Fight Club for being awesome to me and to Jania. She sent me this tin of popcorn, and I am surprised at how good the cinnamon popcorn is. And as a Sagittarius, I've never felt more like a horse than having one of these where I'm just like, if you let a horse just at the feed, a horse will just eat until it croaks sometimes. It's not funny. And so I know at times with this, I have that feeling that like I'm a horse, and I'll just eat all the tin of popcorn until I explode. So if that happens, then you guys are welcome to make fun of me. It's good though. Yeah, and I guess North Korea is getting in on the space race or just the missile race. I don't know. North Korea, the whole everything. So while eating the popcorn, I was watching two shows over the last night. One was Peacemaker on HBO about a superhero with Vigilante and his friends. And then the other one was Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. And they're both comedies. And in the Ricky Gervais Afterlife, the older wise lady says, life really doesn't make any sense. And so if you apply that to North Korea or South Korea or everything, sure, yeah, not everything always makes sense. Especially when it's Mercury retrograde. All the states of Rome had a 200-year period of peace during their 800 years. So when people are like, we can never all get along in a basic civilization kind of a way, well, it's been done before, technically for 200 years. So I don't see why the United States of America cannot do it at our Plutono return that will be happening pretty much starting during the starting February 22nd, 2022, and almost running the whole year, where it's like, what are we going to do with our country? And I highly recommend everybody be cool and work together. Have a sense of humor. And don't be a dick. I, too, dream about what it would be like to be on Venus, Paul. He's thinking about what it would be like to float within the Venus clouds. I wouldn't mind walking around. And so, strategy shoes and tactical pants. I'm hitting the dance floor because I am ready to dance. Yeah, big storm brewing. Mike's weather page. Latest NWS information on our winter storm. Some important info to read. Significant icing and snow. Strong winds, coastal flooding, and Florida storms. Not shown here. But, this is going to be a pretty big event that will hit or affect over 100 million people. Or about 27% of the United States. Over the weekend. Into Monday, Tuesday. And I really liked the first episode of Afterlife. Was amazing. He did a whole diatribe about superheroes, which was really funny. And then Vigilante, when I was growing up, he was one of my favorite, or one of the superheroes I really like to read about. And Peacemaker is just wild and crazy. Anyway, they covered the Berenstein conspiracy theory, kind of, in a humorous way. Anyway, what was it talking about? Last time I saw my mom, she was like, I don't know about 20-minute videos, so I should probably wrap them up sooner, which is like now. This is 12 minutes. Dada Boo, Florida Wave Master. Touch the top of your left shoulder with your ear. And remember, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. And I definitely have gained weight during the last 2 years. But I'm not too fat to touch my ear to my shoulder, luckily. I'd probably be in bad shape if I couldn't do that. Oh, so I'm grateful. Check out these Indian Army troopers in -40 in Kupwara celebrating Lohri. Man, they're singing their hearts out and they're dancing. And so, yeah, winter is here and it's going to be wild, but do your best to find some small joys or big joys or medium joys in life. Hey, yeah, all of Texas needs to hold on to their cowboy hats this weekend. So says Kerrigan Chauvin. Put those barbecue pits away and break out the chili and rice pots. Feels like temperatures below freezing. I have a can of chili and a can of ranch beans, so I can do that. And I've even got onions. But what I don't have is cheese. So if you'd like to make a contribution or donation to THORnews so I can get some cheese for my chili, because, I like cheese in my chili. I even have the dollar sour cream they sell at Walmart. My chili is almost ready. All I got to do is get some cheese for it. All right, but red flag warning, meaning you could get some wildfires even though it's cold as shiz. And you got wind advisories, very windy events happening across the USA in some spots. Fire weather watch, a gale warning. So, we're in super weird. Hold on to your butts and grab your trucks or whatever. 175 days before Thor Love and Thunder hits the movie theaters. And I sure hope I survive and THORnews survives to make it to then. Ninja Smoke Bomb. And if you're wondering where the big winter storm is, well, the Irish Eagle has found it for you. There it is. And it'll be coming on, dipping on down, doing a dipsy-do to here, and then doing a big old Bombogenesis pop-up. All right, now we are about to watch the storm. Here it is. Here's the storm right there. And then watch, here's the ice factor down in there. And then it bombogenesis out in a really strong fashion. And then it says a week later we will be getting that ice storm down into Texas. And look at the moistures coming out of the Baja area. So we got a lot to watch, man. All right, and here's your click-through breakdown because I love you so much. All right, here comes the storm down here. And look at how giant the storm is, even though it's for the fishes. It is still impressive in its scope and size. So the coast is lucky that that thing stayed offshore. But here is our storm here. And then we start to see the pink around Sunday on the 16th. Pink is ice. Ice is bad and dangerous. And then the ice moves up. And we are still watching. Look at this giant precipitation column, man. That is crazy. If all this were moved on shore, that would just become major, massive problems. And still yet, models don't know how far deep in the water is going to be or the rain, the snow is going to be. So this is definitely a very interesting storm that will bombogenesis out. I mean, for all the people trying to nail exact precipitation type and exact inches, it is a complicated forecast for all the areas involved. And, you know, with Mercury retrograde, models are still a bit wonky and will continue to do so. Mercury's not in retrograde yet. It's going to happen in like an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 in the near future. In South America, the Argentina part was super duper hot, like super mega hot on Thursday and Friday, breaking some records. And here's another look at the Tonga, very impressive volcano eruption. Where will the ice go? Who knows? But I would pay attention if the storm is coming to you this weekend. Then, on top of all this shit, pothole-related breakdowns have hit a ridiculous 3-year high new figures have found. All right, so crippling ice. Some of y'all, Georgia, it's possible. And then just disruptive ice, brought to us by Ella Dorsey. And then just nuisance ice. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this one up just under 20 minutes. But hey, yeah, can you believe it? For especially the last 5 years, I have just put out tons of videos that are hopefully really good. And you guys like them so much that it comes back to me through contributions and donations. It has been a weird month because, you know, I got suspended for medical misinformation. I didn't even know what I said. Calling the whole thing correct pretty much the whole time. Anywho, so if you'd like to help out THORnews, I've only got $1,000 left to raise in my monthly fundraiser. You guys know how to donate. I think, pretty sure you're very smart. And I would just like to say thank you again to Texas Angel, Jania, Wizard of Oz, and everybody in Astro Fight Club. You guys are all incredibly awesome, and I appreciate you. Yeah, it's going to be a weird second half of January, which I think might be the worst month of the year, but that means every month after this could be a whole lot better, and spring may even be super awesome compared to the last 2 years. Who knows? Stay tuned. God bless everyone. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out.